Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're going to focus in on how to let go of the narcissist, how to let go of the psychopath. I receive a number of inquiries and emails, messages from viewers who are caught up in the web, caught up in the triangulation, caught up in the cognitive dissonance, the brainwashing, the gaslighting, all the trauma bonding that occurs when you're with a narcissistic or psychopathic controlling and manipulative individual. And they are so caught up, they are so traumatized, they're so overwhelmed, they have so much anxiety and depression that they just can't let go. They don't have the tools, they don't have the mindset, they don't have the experience to be able to let these individuals go and get the clear focus back on their life, where they're feeling at peace, where they're feeling harmony, they're feeling like themselves again. They have an experience of inner trust, an experience of inner peace, an experience of being in alignment with their own desires, their own wants, fulfilling these, keeping a focus on themselves. They're extremely distracted by these creepy individuals. And we'll say creepy because I think in essence they do seem to seep into people's minds, especially in the love bombing phase. And I think it's important for you to realize and gain an awareness of how this occurred in order to let them go. So realize that the narcissist and the psychopath engage in love bombing, specifically the violation of boundaries in the beginning of the relationship. A violation of boundaries can be a violation of your time. It can be a violation of your attention. It can be a violation of your physical boundaries. It can be a violation of your emotional boundaries. Generally, if you look back at the origin of love bombing or the origination of the abuse in the relationship, you will find that there was a love bombing violation of boundaries, where they required an excessive amount of your time. They required an excessive amount of your attention. You had to be constantly thinking about them 24/7, constantly texting, constantly emailing, constantly Facebooking. This becomes a violation of boundaries or healthy balance, specifically with your time and with your energy. And when these people love bomb, when they essentially just come in and then overwhelm your life, overwhelm your focus, overwhelm your emotions, overwhelm you physically through sexual prowess, sexual innuendos, sexual passes, sexual texting. It can be very overwhelming to the body, and so those individuals who don't know how to raise up their boundaries or erect boundaries, you need to be able to erect that. You need to be able to know and have an awareness now of what healthy boundaries are, look like, and feel like, so you can have those in place. You do need to erect these boundaries. You do need to proactively keep these surrounding of yourself. And it is part of assertiveness training and part of the healing process that we focus in on this channel, which is extremely important for you to have to maintain that sense of self-integrity, self-trust, security, self-esteem. It is a tool, it is a skill. And if it's a new skill, if it's a new tool, so be it, it's new, you're going to need to use it again and again and again, and it will be very valuable to serving you in your life. So erecting boundaries can be done in a number of different ways. For one, time boundaries. If the psychopath is texting you 24/7, you're trying to sleep, your phone is going off, you're getting lewd pictures, you're getting lewd comments, I can't stop thinking about you. I mean, all this tends to overwhelm people, and this is what sets up the emotional exhaustion to being abused. This is what weakens your boundaries. It makes people so exhausted. I mean, this is how gaslighting and brainwashing occur. People become so exhausted. They are on so much adrenaline that they're in the fight or flight, and they tend to tax out their adrenals while trying to deal with these individuals. And in the beginning, it feels and looks good. It feels like love. It looks like love. This person could be extremely attractive. So you start to make a lot of excuses for them. Oh my God, this guy is so good looking. Oh my God, this girl is so good looking. And then they're this to me, they're that to me. And you tend to make a lot of excuses. Oh my God, this is the youngest girl. Oh my God, this is the oldest guy. Oh my God, this is the oldest girl. Yada, yada, yada. All of the excuses that you might have made. This person has a lot of money. This person is yada, yada. Whatever the excuses you made in the beginning to yourself created the violation of your boundaries. And yes, in the beginning of every love relationship, there is some of that. But when it becomes excessive, when it becomes exploitative, when it starts to cripple your mindset and become manipulative to the point where you can't focus, you don't have a sense of yourself, and you're depersonalized, and you're experiencing this profound sense of love bombing, it becomes very important for you to realize that it's important for you to erect boundaries. And boundaries can be time boundaries, physical boundaries, visual boundaries, sound boundaries, spiritual boundaries. All these need to go into place so that you're not just walked over or abused and love bombed through those individuals who seek to manipulate. So what else does love bombing look like? They might take up a lot of your time when you should be focusing on something. You should be focusing on your work. You should be focusing on your family. You should be focusing on your working out. You should be focusing on eating right. You should be focusing on getting enough sleep. You should be focusing on taking care of yourself and attending your doctor appointments. And if you found that you let everything go for this individual because you thought that this was the man or woman of your life, the man or woman of your dreams, Mr. or Mrs. Right, you're being carried off on a golden chariot. I mean, whatever it is that you had ascertained in the beginning, and now you've realized otherwise, that it's crippling you, it's not satisfying. In fact, it's getting downright ugly. You need to let them go. You need to erect boundaries. You need to stop the cycles. You need to stop it while it's occurring. You need to use your metacognition and identify when it's happening, and use some skills and tools to erecting those boundaries. So when you see somebody begin to overwhelm you, a narcissist, a manipulative individual who comes at you when you're trying to do something, they're constantly texting you, they're calling you, they're emailing you, they're yelling at you. Oftentimes they can be just, overwhelmingly loud, where it tends to become a boundary violation because you can't focus. You can't even hear yourself think. You can't even feel yourself relaxing. Your body gets alarmed in a state of fight or flight, and then you have to react. And it's constantly in this reaction to this individual that you tend to wear your body out and wear your mind out and wear your spirit out. So when you see this occurring, the first tool is awareness, becoming aware of when this is occurring. And then, so you need to be not hypervigilant, but just make this part of your skill set and realize when it's occurring. Are they constantly yelling at you? Are they constantly texting you? Are they constantly emailing you? Facebook alerts, all that kind of stuff. Realize that it's important to draw the line, draw the boundaries, so you can attend to them when you have time to focus, or not attend to them if you don't need to be focusing on them. They can be very high maintenance sort of individuals. So if you find this is occurring, learn to put an end, learn to put a stop, gain some awareness of when it's occurring, and learn to deal with it right away. And by right away, I mean in the moment. In the moment it's occurring, say, okay, great, good to see you. I need to go. Thank you for texting. I've got this and this on my plate right now that I have to deal with. You have things that you need to deal with, and if you've constantly been sacrificing things that you have been required in your life in order to satisfy this individual, chances are this sacrifice occurs again and again and again, where it becomes habitual and it becomes familial and it becomes an identity. So as you can see, this repeating of over and over and over again is a way that people become, codependent, and they become, to the point where they sacrifice their own interests, their own needs, their own voice. Everything becomes silenced. and they begin to feel bad, they feel rotten, they feel disgusting, they feel they have low self-esteem, it's because they've been overwhelmed by a narcissistic or psychopathic abuser who seeks to obtain all of your attention, all of your time through their desperate neediness. And desperate neediness really for a narcissist or psychopath is to be the one in control, the one with the power. And if you are feeling overpowered, overwhelmed, this is a good sign that you do not want to be with this individual. It's not going to serve you in the long run. It's not in your best interest. It's not making you healthier. It's not making you happier. It's not a give and take interdependence or interrelationship where you have that enjoyment and that interdependence going on. It can become very depleting and exhausting, and it can create a lot of fear, I think, in a lot of pressure and a lot of stress in individuals. So if you find this occurring, erect those boundaries. Learn to say no. Learn to establish some guidelines. Learn to let them go easily, because it's very important for you to protect your health, protect your mindset, protect your attitudes, and protect your self-esteem. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.